Welcome to Good News Week and the big news. Be alert, people, be alert. Britain's intelligence agency, MI5, has uncovered evidence Al-Qaeda is planning to surgically implant explosives in the bodies of suicide bombers. As if blowing yourself up wasn't fun enough. Apparently, male bombers could have explosives actually inserted into their buttocks. Does my bomb look big enough? Female bombers can get explosives inserted in their breasts like silicone implants. It's going to be a huge ratings boost for border security. Suddenly, the question, do you reckon those are real, has gone from sleazy perving to a matter of national security. And these bombs, they're virtually undetectable, except that one breast is slightly larger, ticking, and has magnets stuck on it. And this one has the bomb. So if a man in a cave introduces you to his daughter and winks when he says she bangs like you wouldn't believe, take her later. Take a later flight. This is disturbing. The head of Sustainable Population Australia says our national anthem lies to the world. Maybe we should change it to Advance Australia, fair enough. Sandra Kank says our soil is not golden. Sandra Kank. Nothing funny about that, is there? Sandra Kank. Why would we laugh at that? Sandra Kank says our soil is not golden. We've driven nature's gifts to extinction and clearly don't want to share our boundless plains. We're also not all young, we're not all free, and our bicy isn't girt at all. Kank says the anthem. Obviously an ex-boyfriend up the back there. Kank says the anthem must be... It's like we're doing mating calls to each other now. Kank, kank, kank. Just a bit of focus back to me. Kank says the anthem must be changed to better reflect the environment. What if we just sang it drier and flatter? But so what if it lies to the world? No one wants anthems to be about facts. Facts are depressing. The world already thinks we tie kangaroos down, our women blow, men chunder. And our kookaburras are gay. Maybe Sandra has a point. Maybe our anthem could be a little bit more up to date. Australians all let us lament, for we are ageing quick. Our golden soil is parched and boiled. Our home is shattered brick. The bush abounds in feral pests. Our fauna's out of luck. The land's a joke, the country's broke. Advance me $50. I have no doubt, it's not my shout. Advance me $50. Cut. People of Australia love it. We say yes. Yes, we say. To Kank's suggestion. Or maybe something like this. Australians, all let us for we are white and free. Unless you're brown or yellow, black or aborigine. Or if you're Muslim, gay or woman, or have reddish hair. But all the rest they can attest. Advance Australia fair. Our refugees are girt by seas. Advance Australia fair. Hello! Or maybe it should just be something easy we can all remember. You're going home in the back of a navy boat. And that's the good news. Thank you, good evening. Tonight, with love and methane in the air, the Valentine, Claire Hooper. Coming soon to the Adelaide Fringe, then the Brisbane and Melbourne Comedy Festivals with his show Surprise, the extra sweet Josh Thomas. And also heading to the Fringe with her new show On a Wing and a Prayer, the Saint Fiona O'Loughlin. And they're getting down and dirty with the heartthrob, Mikey Robbins. She's a star of Network 10's 1 HD channel, a netball icon, and a member of the Order of Australia, the long, tall Liz Ellis. And another star of the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, whose first solo art exhibition opens in Sydney next week.
Good Lord.
The national treasure, Peter Berner! Can anyone come along?
You can come along.
I'd love to come along.
Everyone can come along. It's in a gallery in Woollahra in Sydney. It's the first solo show I've ever done. I am shitting myself.
So what have you painted?
I've painted portraits, Liz, in the modern style, which means I can't paint hands. Pretty much. It's a lot of some ink drawings, some pastel chalk drawings, some oil paintings, unless I put my fist through them between now and next week.
Any dogs playing poker?
No.
Because you can't draw paws.
I can't draw paws.
No.
Otherwise I would.
Yeah.
Seems like a good way to spend your time now that The New Inventors is finished.
Yeah, well, yes.
I think he was trying to be cruel, wasn't he?
It was a quip. I was a little joke. I was trying to pretend.
It was
fine. I never get to be mean on these shows. Everyone's always mean to me. I thought I'd give it a crack.
I think saying it was a little joke is a bit kind.
Yeah, hey, look, back off, Casper.
But Peter, when you say you're nervous, like as a stand-up, you'd understand nerves. Like
Stand-up, no nerves.
Well, what are you scared of? That no one's going to heckle your paintings.
They might be, but I'm not there to do comeback lines, you see. You know that whole thing of, oh, my kid could do that. Well, I'm actually having the exhibition. I've filled the gallery with fridges, and I've just stuck everything to the front of it. So that gets us. So up yours.
And I don't want to jinx you or anything, but really with stand-up, you're putting out a front. It's a deception. The whole thing is smoke and mirrors. Whereas a painting on a wall, that's your soul. That's your bare soul, naked on a wall with people just wandering through, looking at it and being disparaging.
You have never gotten over art school, have you?
I'm with you, bro. I know how it feels. Right.
So if we go to do we have to look at your bare soul?
You can, yeah. You don't have to go to the show to do that.
Liz Ellis.
Yes.
Gorgeous, lovely to have you on as always.
Lovely to be on, thank you.
Yeah. You know more about chickens' anatomy now that we're...
Yeah, but people still talk to me about that all the time.
Yeah, I thought they might.
Yeah. What? It's a cloaca.
Cloaca. Yeah.
I'm aware of that now. Chickens only have one hole. They send things out of it.
It's a bloody important hole, though.
It is an important hole. You don't have that hole, you don't have no egg. But all the bad stuff comes out of that hole as well as eggs.
What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the hole comes first.
Well, the hole. And sometimes poo comes out of that hole too, and that's not nice.
If they didn't have a cloaca, they'd explode.
That's where we get the expression clacker.
Is it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, I do have an aunt who's a chicken sexer. She's got a little chicken sexer thingy. I know, apparently you look at them and they say boy and girl.
I think, no, you can't just do it by looking at them. Haven't you got to...
Take them out for a drink?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And after the drink, you go home and you tweet them.
That's funny.
It is funny.
That's your poultry humour.
We might leave that there and go and join our friends on this side. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you,
How are you
Paul.
looking forward to your show in Melbourne at the Comedy
Well,
Festival?
see, I'm surprised that you'd say that painting is more showing your bare soul. I'd say stand-up is showing your bare soul.
You think you
I'm about to show my bare soul again. Yeah.
Wow.
Probably the barest I've ever been on stage with this show. On a Wing and a Prayer, which wrote itself. Thank you.
It wrote itself?
Yeah.
You weren't even involved in...
I thought thought those days were over.
I woke up and there was a show.
Oh, that's appallingly wrong. But,
Well, it did. People say, you know, how do you write a new show every year? And I'm like, I don't. I just wait. And I just waited, and here we go. I've got another show.
It's an organic piece.
It's an organic piece.
Does it evolve during the festival, Fiona?
It does.
Or is it
It does.
It's a static piece?
It's basically just me and my clacker.
what a fitting way to move on to Josh.
Yeah?
How's your show? Your hair's looking very beautiful and light.
Oh, do you like it?
It's
Yeah,
golden.
a lady put a lot of effort into doing it.
You do look so delicious. Like, no, in a puffy
Do you wanna-
way. Not puffy. I feel like, dude, I'm maternal. I feel like getting you out of the bath and rubbing you off with a towel and...
I got some friends in Canberra that would film that. Too much money.
Powder.
Hey, Mrs. Robinson, take one step back.
Like, you're lovely.
He's a lovely boy.
Yeah.
He's a lovely boy.
It's the rare Alice Springs cougar.
Maybe Town's on another network, Fiona.
We were going to talk about your show, but it's just gone a bit...
Yeah, no, it's fine. My show has nothing to do with my soul or my clacker, which is a shame because the impression that I get from the last couple of minutes of conversation is that's what people want. But it's all right.
It's the best title ever.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Yeah.
Oh, that stinks if you haven't written it yet. I'm on to you, young fella.
Oh, sounds like you are. We start proceedings. We start proceedings with What's the Story? Claire, Josh, Fiona, speak up.
Dr. Felicity Cox, linguistics expert.
Old stuff.
And Alf from Home and Away.
Yeah, which is on another network, so whatever.
So rip into it.
I know what this story's about. But the Aussie accent's disappearing.
I think what they're just trying to say is that I am very fashion forward, I think.
You're very fashion forward.
Yeah, because the article's about how everyone in the country is going to stop talking Aussie and start talking like an idiot.
Whatever it is that you talk.
Talking a bit plummy.
Yeah, pretentious.
Right.
That's- yeah.
Well, all those S's were good there.
Pardon?
Pretentious.
You know what I think if we want to save the Australian accent, I mean, it's up to you. We may not want to save it, but if we want to save it, I reckon the best way to do it, because all the phone help lines are turning to voice recognition, I reckon it should just only recognise it if you use a proper accent. So just like, yeah, can I have a taxi, please? And they'll be like, sorry, sorry, did you say I want a taxi? And you'll have to say, can I have a taxi? And
Taxi.
like a normal person.
Yeah.
I want a taxi!
Right?
Yeah.
Dirty.
We are so going to tell Mr. McAuliffe that you swore.
Clay, don't you think when you're at home or when you hear, like, these accent sounds normal, then you go overseas and you hear an Australian accent, you think, oh no, do we sound that bad? Yeah. It's not a good sound.
No, but
There's
the cure
nothing
for
wrong
that-
with the Australian accent. No,
cure
I
for
love
that
it.
is you go to
Love it
New
all.
Zealand and you listen to their accent.
Where's your accent from?
Where's your accent from?
His accent's from watching the OC.
Oh, brilliant stuff.
They have it, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Beautifully done. Two linguistics experts from Macquarie University have set up an interactive website to study the Australian accent, and they've already made some very exciting discoveries. For example, Australian is the only accent that can be spoken with your mouth shut. Didn't know that, did you? Didn't know that.
It's like we're a whole nation of ventriloquists.
Got like gear.
Back in the olden days, Australians spoke very differently. Many say we got our distinctive accent from the convicts, who stole it from a drunken sailor on the First Fleet and then couldn't get rid of it. The cultured accent you may have heard on old radio and TV broadcasts will soon be extinct, unless we somehow get Fiona O'Loughlin and Josh Thomas to breed. I will give you money. Dr. Felicity Cox said, if your bowels move, that affects everything. In fact, most Australians move their bowels at least once a day. Otherwise you become incontinent. Hopefully we won't lose that idiosyncratic O at the end of every word. Hey, Jono, have a go at the drongo having a smoke-o near the dero with the metho.
I hold out great hope for this show that you could do that whole thing without one cunning linguist joke in there. That, I applaud you for that.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I think this show's just moved up a notch.
We have moved up. Trying to avoid the filth this year because of the kitty winks.
Yeah, no, it's good. Well done.
Josh hadn't sworn his head off.
I don't want you to lose the filth because it's so exciting for me. Because I'm not allowed on the other show, so it's fun. I can come here and be like, oh, dick.
Mikey, Liz, Peter, get moving on this.
Okay.
All right. That's
Looks like a university.
University.
Running.
Yeah. You would have done a fair amount of that in your time.
Yeah.
And
That's the quick crossword.
see, you can always spot. You can always spot
Cryptic.
Captain Cryptic. Oh, that's the
Oh,
quick.
that's the quick. No, I don't do the cryptic.
No?
No, I have friends.
I love crosswords.
Yeah.
I do. I love the crossword, and I hate it when someone picks up your paper and does the crossword. Because that's my little dose of just love
See, it's
every
fun.
day.
I actually pay someone to come in and do the crossword. I find it quite tedious. I think, though, the one thing that we need to establish first is that hallowed ground at the start is Oxford University.
Ooh.
I know because I've seen it on telly.
Yeah.
Didn't study there. But there's a recent Oxford study. It's just come out that says that exercise, quite...
Vigorous exercise.
Exactly.
Yes.
Will...
Vigorous. There's
Vigorous.
a good word.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Vigorous exercise.
I'd like hearing you say vigorous.
No,
Can increase your intellect,
Really?
which would make you, by far, the smartest person in this room.
Well, not really, because athletes then balance it up by binge drinking.
Yeah.
And that kills brain cells.
Right. Science. Is it intellect or is it? It's actually more than that.
Memory.
It's memory.
It's memory and problem solving.
And yeah, exactly. And
Hence crosswords.
you tend to,
Yes. Well, crosswords make you smart too, you know, or they will help ward against
only if you
dementia.
get the words right. I mean, if you just write random letters. I used to sit on the train and just impress the bloke beside me by filling it out.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, you think the crossword's hard. That one where you've got to get Garfield through the maze to find the lasagna, now that's tough. That is tough.
But it's a memory, Paul. It's a study in the university to say exercise improves your memory. Isn't it?
It is.
Oxford, just there.
Sadly, though, normally I always award 10 points, but you were so adamant that it was Oxford University. In fact, it was Cambridge University. So I'm going to take 2 points
Well,
off for
he's
that.
not a jogger.
According to research from Cambridge University, going for a run is not only good for your fitness, it stimulates the growth of hundreds of thousands of new brain cells. In your face, books! This is because when your body notices you're running, it thinks you must be an idiot, and so creates brain cells to correct the problem. But it makes sense. The most brilliant people in history were mad for jogging. Mad for it. Albert Einstein loved to jog. Isaac Newton loved to jog. Stephen Hawking loved to... Ooh.
It was always going to end there, wasn't it?
That joke is really harsh because he's such a big fan of this show that you know that he's going to see it. So you're going to see it on...
Oh, what am I doing? I'm sitting in a chair doing impressions of someone... Oh, that's wrong.
Actually, you look a little bit like him in that little thing.
I'm a little bit Davros-y, I think.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, nerds.
Neuroscientists at Cambridge found a group of mice with a running wheel created, on average, 6,000 new brain cells a day. All they had to do was run 24 kilometres. In human terms, that's 4 to 6 hours of running a day. Or, for 1 hour a day, you can look up what you've forgotten on Wikipedia. Scientists are still unsure why running triggers the growth of brain cells, but it might be because it's hard to jog with a beer.
It's not impossible, though.
It's not impossible.
No,
Difficult though when you're doing it in heels. That's not an easy thing to do.
Oh, yes. So after one... So after one chafing round of Good News Week, the Hooper team are on 10 points. The Robbins team on 8 points, 8 points, 8 points. Coming up next, the next bit. Next up, the next bit. Up next. During the break, as we sold our souls to the nice man with a pointy tail, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Hooper, Thomas and O'Loughlin have the nurse.
You do know I already have hair.
Beautiful thing about that here, it gives you that lovely Far Side look.
I used to be a nurse.
I know.
Once upon a time.
How many people have you touched in the nude?
While she's in the nude or who are in the nude?
It's time for the sponge bath. No, mine.
I'm getting really overwhelmed by all the sexual tension.
Actually, no, I was really annoyed when I went to the hospital that those backless gowns that everyone makes so many jokes about are true. You're feeling poorly, and then you also have to feel breezy.
No, Hoops. When I was 150 kilos and I went in for surgery, that backless gown was a friggin' tie.
You don't have to worry about, like, the nurses touching you in the nude. It's the people that tamper with you when you're under that you've got to worry about. I do enjoy telling my friends who are going in for surgery that if they wake up feeling a bit sore, someone's...
Mistakes happen. I once did a whole show about the mistakes I made as a nurse, but I'll just share one, okay?
Yeah.
It was...
I hope the person's watching.
No, I was working in the mid section, which is like where the ladies have the babies. Yeah. So, and one of the mids, that's what we call them, the ladies have the babies. Yeah, one of them rang and she said, "Oh, could I have a hot Milo?" And I'm like, "Oh God, why don't you get it yourself?" And anyway, so I made her a hot Milo, and then the other woman sitting in the bed next to her said, "Where's my breast milk that I left in that jug?" No, seriously. My nursing career, it was like I was trapped in a Mr. Bean episode without the laugh track.
It's good though. It's good for that other lady's immune system.
Going.
I have a hat, Paul.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yes, we're moving on. It's almost like having Akmal in female form here. We also have a young chap.
I don't like putting these hats on because when I put them on, I look a little bit like I'm missing a chromosome.
Would you pick that up from school?
Or would you just keep driving?
This is the adorable bit.
And your name's Josh.
Yeah.
I mean...
I love you, Mum. I love you.
You look like the kid whose job at school was to be sort of in charge of the photocopies.
Yep.
And this. Yeah.
Love is a burning thing.
Oh, nice voice.
That makes fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and flames got higher. And it burns, 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 that ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Lovely Fiona O'Loughlin.
That was really good.
Thank you.
I was expecting it to be proper rubbish.
Hey, be nice, Macaulay.
Stop picking on me.
And Robbins, Ellis and Berner got...
I can't breathe and it stinks of processed meat. Yeah, that's not the first time I've said that today.
We also have apparel. Would you consider it apparel? Apparently it is.
Well, it's not something I would walk out of the house in, for example.
Hey, she's not a piece of meat. I am.
My stuff, my lovely lady
Left
stuff.
over from Christmas.
And we have this.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you see. I won't be afraid. I'll be afraid. Just as long as the news stand by me. So darling, stand. That's on my Christmas album, Paul.
Oh, I didn't know you had a Christmas album, Peter.
Peter Berner massacres the classics. It is. I'm going to be wearing that on the cover.
All that will become clear at the end of the show. To start round 2, the Cup Price World News game called 3.5 Corners. Hooper Team. For you, we have. In China, the government has unveiled its new weapon in the war against internet pornography. What is this weapon?
Oh, I know this.
heading?
They've got mothers.
Yes.
They've got a lot of mothers looking at the porn to decide what's okay and what's not for their children.
One would think any porn might categorize as what's not good.
Yeah.
Maybe they just get rid of the ones that have their kids in it.
Josh Thomas feeling the freedom of being on this show away from your gen. Just let it go.
Mothers thing is really taking off because they're also sending some mothers to the Middle East and they're going to solve a lot of the problems there. There's just some mothers just...
Are they going to put them in other corners?
No,
So
they're just going to turn up at the Gaza Strip in their trekkie ducks and wooden spoons and just say who started it.
In Zimbabwe, an opposition MP has been charged after making a derogatory comment about President Robert Mugabe. What did he say?
I think the word he used was goblin.
Goblin!
Goblin!
Yes. And if found guilty, does anyone know what the sentence will be if he's found guilty of calling Robert Mugabe a goblin?
Oh, it'd be death.
Death, you think? 12 months in jail. I'll give it to you anyway.
It would be deathly boring.
And look at this. This is a surprising little fact it's got here. In Zimbabwean tribal mythology, goblins are feared as hideous creatures with evil powers. So much the same as goblins in the West.
And much the same as Mugabe, really.
Yeah. Well, I would say, I'm going to say it here on this show, and I don't care if it goes out onto the World Wide Web. You are a goblin, Robert Mugabe. A goblin.
No, it's fine.
Are you going to suck up
What?
Mugabe because you're scared?
No, I was going to ask if I was allowed to use the word again, but I thought probably... Once a show, that's the quota. Oh, don't hit me.
In a village in North Yorkshire, locals are being terrorised by a vicious creature. What is it?
A goblin.
It's a pheasant. It's a little pheasant.
It's a pheasant.
Very naughty pheasant.
Can you tell us a bit more information about the naughty pheasant?
Well, it just rushes at people and pecks them, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Eat it.
Yeah, and like all the little dogs of the village are scared and the little kids are scared.
What, and this has made the news?
Not only has it made the news, but it's made, like, this show.
Not only that, but it was my favourite news story of the week. Little angry
I'm
pheasant.
sorry, but how wussy is this village?
Yeah.
Oh, don't go out tonight, son. There's a pheasant about.
What are you, Josh's dad?
They need a pheasant plucker.
You need a pheasant plucker.
And a pheasant plucker's wife.
All righty, let's move on. Robin's team, your 3.5 corners,
Yeah.
start in Poland, where a priest has come up with a new way to monitor the attendance of school children at Mass. What is it?
He just reads how many court cases he has to go to.
All right, I'm starting to draft an apology. You go for your life, Mikey.
Perhaps he calls the roll.
But perhaps he calls the roll.
He calls the roll.
He does, but what he's actually got is it's like in prison. Well, no, this is just
No, dear
on,
sir.
Down, put that finger down.
no, that's the thing. The kids are fingerprinted.
Yes.
That would get me back to church if it was a little bit more
Electronic
high-tech.
fingerprint reader, and he does it because if the kids attend Mass 200 times, they don't have to pass an exam before their confirmation. So what a guy. You do have it. In South Africa, a minibus driver on a morning run to school was pulled over and found to be 5 times over the blood alcohol limit. Why did police stop him in the first place?
He wasn't in a bus.
Just sitting in the middle of the road. Just sitting in the middle of the road with 25 people sitting behind him.
I think, isn't it? Weren't there children hanging around like out of windows and
Yes, a lot of children.
on the roof and things? A lot of children where they shouldn't have been.
Grossly overcrowded.
49 kids on a 16-seat vehicle. And the guy
They were all
completely
escaping from the priest.
donkey. In Italy, a cabinet minister has proposed new legislation targeting young adults. What would this legislation force them to do?
When you finish school, you've got to move out of home. Hit the road, Jack. Oh, right.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Great. Is it right?
Mikey
Is that
Robbins
right?
has got it,
Well done.
ladies and gentlemen. 20 points. Get him out of the house.
I was out of the house at 19, Paul.
Yep.
Is that because your parents didn't like you?
Yeah,
or
no,
you had
I
things to
went to school, came home, they'd moved. They didn't know forwarding address. If you're out there,
do? Is this what you're going to cover in your art stuff? It's all
it's all part of that.
lost houses.
It's basically my art show is really just lost.
And on that happy note, Italian cabinet minister Renato Brunetta has called for a new law that would force young people to move out of the family home once they turn 18. In Italy, adults who live with their parents are known as bamboccioni, or big little kids. In Australia, they're known as Generation Y. Don't you bugger off and get your own place. You little bludger. Ah, scarper. Yeah. Yeah. Many young adults are staying at home longer because of high unemployment and rental costs. When asked about the predicament, they said, "Oh my God, get out of my room! Get out!"
I wish I'd never been born.
Don't touch my stuff! You're touching my stuff!
It is very annoying when people touch your stuff, Paul.
shut up.
You're right.
I've just had a whole summer holiday with 4 or 5, but they're not all Generation Y. One's too young, so only
Yeah.
12. But all the others, yeah. And is this... Oh, shut up, you fucking faggot! Everyone's a faggot. Even the girls call each other faggots.
Really?
It's very
Small bundles of
I
wood.
think that's just your very offensive family. I think that's just 5 people who have gone a little astray. Possibly your fault.
How does your family get on with everyone else in the caravan park? I mean, if they come over and pull your annex down and all that. Come on.
You actually live in a house that doesn't have wheels, though, don't you?
Yeah, but it could have them if they put them on. Just because you brick it up doesn't make it a home, mate.
You know you've been living with Mum and Dad too long when you can't tell if the grey pubic hair in the shower is theirs or you go, when they ask to borrow your Viagra, and when sponging off your parents turns into sponging down your parents. The Hooper's now on 30 points. The Robins is on 28 points. After the break, the clash of the Titans.
It's Good News Week.
And now, clash of the Titans. Fiona and Peter out the front, please.
Here we go.
Clash of the Titans. Our gladiators will face off on the field of current affairs. First in gets the points. And remember, your name is your buzzer. Let's check them, Fiona.
Fiona.
Ramjet. I want to be called Ramjet.
Are you saying ramjet or rammed yet?
No, Ramjet. Ramjet!
Ramjet.
That's what I want to be called.
Right. And Fiona, you're happy with Fiona?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All right, then.
For what song are Colin Hay and Ron Stryker?
Ramjet.
Ramjet.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, all right.
please let me.
Seems everyone's eager for Ramjet. So let's go.
I told you to catch on, Paul.
That's crazy. Yes.
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree.
Also known as...
Fiona. Yeah, I know.
Down under.
Thank you.
Down
I think
under.
he knew.
Just Fiona.
Oh.
That's not the
wow.
answer. I know that. Fiona.
I don't want to go against policy, but you should start drinking again.
What did... This could take a while. What did 68-year-old South African
Fiona.
person...
Oh.
Yes?
You finish. Oh, don't do that. I'll answer it. I think it was the president.
Yes?
And he had sex out of wedlock.
Damn you, damn you, damn you. Just because I didn't mention his name, why don't you mention that and really seal the deal?
Because I don't know his name.
That was
Jacob
terrific.
Zuma. Oh, did you know? Oh, you didn't.
No, I thought that was that new exercise that everyone does, the Zumba. Isn't that my Zuma body?
Who's up for Best Actress at the Oscars and Worst Actress at the Golden...
Fiona! I keep forgetting my name.
There you go.
Sandra Bullock.
Thank you.
Well done.
Oh, wow, you're cooking.
You're on the roll.
Have you forgot to say Ramjet twice?
No, I can't get in.
Well, the tricky thing is remembering your
preempting.
name, which is...
You clean up your act and you can't remember your name. They don't tell you that, do they? They don't tell you that. In what city are the Winter Olympics being held?
Oh.
Ramjet.
Ramjet.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm going to say Vancouver.
Thank you very much. Neck and neck now. 10 points apiece. Which Middle Eastern country recently sent a rocket into space containing mice, turtles and worms?
Fiona.
Oh, good lord.
Iran.
Iran.
And a flock of seagulls.
Yes.
Oh, Iran.
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 I ran so far away. I ran right into space. I got to blow you up.
Don't take it out on me, though, Iran. Right.
This is
Who
tricky
does the
too.
shop? Oh,
Shush.
I was just saying it's tricky. You got to think of your name. You got to remember to do that. You got to get the answer, and you got to hold your stomach in.
It's just like a swingers club.
what does the Shopping Centre Council of Australia want banned from their premises? What is the name?
Ramjet.
Ramjet, for God's sake, Peter.
They don't want politicians. Because it's an election year and they frighten the elderly.
Thank you very much. Who's got it? An Italian astronomer who discovered that the Earth revolved around the sun was born on this day.
Yeah, go Ramjet, Athena Star Woman. No, not Athena Star Woman. The other one. Galileo.
Galileo. Thank you very much. In China, legal experts are proposing to end a culinary tradition dating back thousands of years. What do they want banned?
Fiona.
You almost stumped yourself then, didn't you? Almost got one.
Frozen ice cream.
Sorry?
No.
Frozen ice cream?
What? As opposed to unfrozen ice cream, or as we call it, milk.
That's beautiful.
Frozen ice cream.
I meant deep fried ice cream.
Deep fried ice cream.
Can we go?
Chinese.
Why don't you go with something a little bit more Chinese, like a chopstick?
A tricky game.
Ramjet.
I'm going back to Margaritaville. Sipping out. Oh, darling, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
You are. You're doing a terrific job.
Great job.
Do you know where you are?
Yes.
More importantly, do you know who you are? Fiona. Ramjet.
You can be whoever you want. Dog and cat. They don't.
Thank you very much. They want people to
eating
stop
dog and
him.
cat.
He's leaping in front there.
Yes, indeed.
They want the eating of dogs and cats banned.
Banned.
At the Grammys, which band won the award for hard rock performance?
Ramjet. Oh, don't be like that.
You've just stopped, haven't you? You didn't even go for your arms then.
Given up.
You didn't go for your
No,
buzzer.
because in my head I'm going, you actually said frozen ice cream. And it frightened me a little bit. Because now I'm thinking I've done some sort of permanent damage to my brain. Like a year ago.
There are people at home now going, yeah, no, I won't.
At the moment, we have 30.
Ramjet.
15.
Ramjet hasn't answered.
Okay, which at the Grammys, which band
Ramjet
won
will
the
be
award
heard.
for?
AC/DC.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is the last one.
I like that you've started referring to yourself in the third person as Ramjet. Ramjet shall be heard!
I have, Josh, I have.
And your voice drops an octave.
Yes, it does. Ramjet's very happy with himself right now.
A former Australian penthouse pet has created a sexy way of exercising called Pilates. What does it combine?
Fiona.
Burlesque and Pilates.
Burlesque and Pilates.
Would you please thank Fiona O'Loughlin and Ramjet? Ramjet. The latest fitness craze to hit Australia is Pilates, a combination of burlesque and Pilates. And you thought Bikram yoga was hot. What's next? Skank yoga? Men can get a great workout just watching. Pilates was created by Rachel St. James, a former penthouse pet. She's also had extensive training in physical fitness instruction, I imagine. Rachel says Pilates is good for a woman because it's more spiritual than other sexy fitness crazes like pole dancing. And she's right. With all the gyrating feathers and shimmies, women are practically monks. Dancing, stripping monks. The beauty of Pilates is you don't even have to be fit or coordinated. Just a little bit slutty. But if Pilates isn't sexy enough for you, try hooker size. Over there now, 63 points. Over there, 45 points. Coming up, 7 things for the bin, 7 things for the bin.
It's good news week.
This is 7 things for the bin, where our teams let their hair down and their evil thoughts run free. Claire Hooper.
Oh,
What's stuck in your craw? Anything stuck in your craw?
I'm not technically vegetarian. I just tend to choose to eat, like I almost always order vegetarian off the menu.
Like chicken.
And,
You're veg curious.
yes, thank you, veg curious.
That's good. That's more meat for us.
Exactly.
I'll only eat animals that eat vegetables.
Yes. Don't ever eat a pig. It's wrong.
I love
Oh,
pig.
well, then I changed my mind. I eat them.
Chicken's just mushroom with legs.
So I'll just let someone else take it.
Actually, while we're on things that are bugging us, you mentioned chicken. Can I just say, chicken?
You mentioned chicken. I never mentioned
Well,
chicken.
here's a chicken. Can I just say, I want to put this in the bin. Chicken in a tin. Chicken in a can. No. No. It's no.
Why hasn't someone thought of it before?
It's like the tuner of the land. No, you know what it is? It's the way you can spot the person at the grocery store next to you is a pensioner. Chicken in a tin.
And their slogan is, chicken just got interesting again? It's like, no, chicken just got disgusting. Chicken has been interesting for a very long time. I'm very interested in chicken.
Talking about promotional campaigns, I've got a bone to pick with the... there is a certain in-car GPS promotional campaign that's along the lines of, are you sick of, you know, like keeping marriages together, right? Implying that you will no longer argue with your partner if you have a GPS. I cannot disagree more because I happen to have a husband who bought me a GPS for Christmas and it has not once told me the right way. And I can tell you, it is a lot more pleasant in the marriage me going, I told you that was a one-way, than the fact when she turns me down the one-way. Navily, that's what I call her. Navily. She's a stupid bitch and I throw her in the back seat all the time, but gently, because I don't want to void the warranty even though it doesn't work. And there is nothing more destructive to a marriage than me getting angry and throwing the present that he gave me for Christmas in the back seat and then not talking the rest of the way. So, I'm throwing GPS in the bin.
Actually, while Claire's talking about GPSs, and my wife's got a GPS machine, and it almost ruined our marriage. We went on a driving holiday, and I let it be known, stupidly, that I found the woman's voice on the GPS quite attractive. And what really used to piss her off is when we get somewhere to go, in the 100 metres, you'll have arrived at your destination, and I'd go, I did my best.
Do you know, I wish that they would put a function in there that when she tells you, like, turn right immediately and you don't, for her to say, what the hell did you buy me for?
I find what they have so much more frustrating than that, because, like, she never gets angry, but she just, like, very coolly and calmly says, please do a U-turn. Please do a U-turn. Shut up, you passive-aggressive bitch!
I think she's based on that Nazi guy in Inglourious Bastards who does the same thing. He just quietly asks, where are they? She's based on Laurence Olivier in Marathon Man.
Yeah.
Does it hurt? Is it safe?
There's that moment when you're both going, yeah, recalculate this, that you know you really had it with a...
But you do it deliberately.
Yeah.
I'd punch in directions and go completely the opposite way just to piss her off.
Yeah, that's healthy. That's healthy.
I'll go the long way round just to not go the way she told me.
Yeah.
I
know she doesn't exist.
She exists somewhere, and if I meet her on the street and she speaks to me, pow!
Have you gone through and changed and played with all the accents on it? Like you can have little Irish man, or you can have like
I've only got two because my husband's a big spender.
I put it in. I changed the language. Sometimes I put it in Chinese and imagine we're in the future.
I flicked it to German and ended up in Poland. Don't write in.
I've got something. I'd like to put. So you think you can dance in the bin? Not the entire thing. I like the bit where the hot people move around.
Yeah.
I don't like the bit when they talk. I think if they could change the ratio. I know Channel 10. Someone asked me watching from there. Just why are you crying? You know, you're dancing. You're not saving lives. You're just dancing. It's nothing. Shut the f***ing crump. You know what I mean?
Look at that arm. Add to this so you think you can dance, because I would like to throw the bit in the bin where they go, if you don't feel the passion, get a job in the post office. Good people work in the post office and they deliver your mail. Thankless. In the bin.
Yeah, good point. Good people that might come to work one day with a submachine gun and shoot up the entire office.
This is a finance magazine. Finance experts. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If you didn't see the global financial crisis coming, if none of you could figure out that lending money to Americans whose only way of repaying it was the guess your weight concession at the carnival, then nothing you say now, I believe. Shut up.
Just having spent a summer with 4 teenagers, or not teenagers, young people, Generation Y, they're not to be bored, these young people. And yes. No, seriously, like they've got iPods, they've got mobile phones, they've got TVs in the back of the car now. Like it's
they've
just
got calling each other faggots.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I saw an ad, no kidding.
You spend too much money on your children.
I saw an
Who
ad
gave
for
them these things?
I saw an ad for Cornetto ice creams, right? And I said, no boring bits. Like, what is wrong with this generation? You can't even, like, eat an ice cream without fear of boredom. Like, you can't even eat a freaking pizza, and you've got your crust. What is it? The garlic bread in the fucking crust. I want to put Generation Y in the bin. Let's put Josh in the bin. Come on.
Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for everyone. Strange but True is next. Time to reconstruct those strange but true crimes. Claire, Josh, Fiona, you had the nurse. It's very carry on, isn't it? It's Barbara Windsor.
Do it again.
Windsor. Barbara Windsor. We also have the young chap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's Dickie Nee.
I think I look like Matt Lee. Oh, yeah, that dancing was really real. Now, do you know anyone ever that's had cancer?
Lovely, Matt Lee. Oh, I won't hear a word against him. He's a beautiful gentleman.
He is a lovely.
Oh, yeah,
I think to his credit, he's the one that doesn't know. He's the least likely to ask the cancer
Yeah, but
question.
I don't look like the others.
Yeah,
so...
No, a little bit like Bonnie Lithgow.
Yeah, you do look a bit like Bonnie.
I reckon.
I'm gonna keep it on. Okay, Mum.
We also have this.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
I got a little bit jealous when you sat on Paul McDermott's lap.
A little late for flirting now.
Why did it make you forget what Santa didn't bring you this year?
Do you know the story, chaps?
Chaps. It's
Actually,
this is a story.
they're not chaps. They're
little boys.
Yeah, they're German little boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And naughty little German boys who, they all ate chili, like...
Chili sauce.
It was a boys' prank. Like, not a prank. What is it when they dare each other to do stuff? What do you call that when you dare each
I
other?
think you call that dare. Dare.
Well, those Gen Y with their wicked lingo again.
All right, so they, dared each other and they swallowed chili.
Yes.
A couple of them, or one of them?
Well, it was a group of them, and it was chili sauce that was 100 times hotter than usual, but apparently 100 times hotter than Tabasco. And Tabasco's not that hot, but that's 100 times
Still very
Tabasco
hot.
is
That's
apparently
like
enough
not
to
on
hospitalise you.
Because they learnt the hard way when it came out the other end, right?
I think they actually learnt the hard way before it came out the other end, and the nurse said, "You think this is the hard way? Wait for about 24 hours."
There's that wonderful moment, usually overseas on holidays, when you realise, I'm going to have to bite into the towel.
That is not a wonderful moment. That is the exact opposite of a wonderful moment.
Hey, while I'm looking at that hat and you being a little boy, I'd just like to say hello to all the boys at Sacred Heart College in Adelaide, because that's where I left one of my kids last week, at a boarding school. Yeah.
Do they know that or not?
Mummy's not coming back. Don't eat chili.
They have it. And that's fantastic. That really puts them back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. This team are back in the game now until they answer the question. 8 German schoolboys have been hospitalised after a test of courage in which they drank chilli sauce more than 200 times hotter than Tabasco. A teacher on playground duty discovered them smoking behind the bike sheds. Apparently, an older boy convinced them if they proved themselves macho, they'd all end up with hot dates. Talk about hot cross bums. They were later seen in the car park doing burnouts. Sadly not one involved a car. The teen who drank the last mouthful suffered the most. The chili was more concentrated at the bottom. And the others failed to give him a fair shake of the sauce bottle. First time we've used that expression this year. Fair shake of the sauce bottle. Well, 8 boys were taken to hospital. 8 of them. 8 taken to hospital. You'd reckon after you saw 7 of your mates take a swig, writhe around on the ground in pain, start screaming, you might think to yourself, you know what, I'll have a Coke. No, I won't do it.
Have you ever done anything stupid because of peer pressure, Paul?
Yes.
What?
That haircut.
Oh. I cut a bit out of a bus once with a penknife. Just thought that was smart.
Really?
Till I realised that we'd had the same bus driver for 4 years. He got me the very next day.
I was like trying to think of something and I couldn't think of something, and then I was like proud of that. I was like, yeah, you never give in to peer pressure, but then I realised that also I didn't have friends.
Don't go away, more strange but true coming up. This is the big finish to Strange But True. Mikey, Liz, Peter, you had the spam, man.
Spam, wonderful spam! This is why I don't sing on the show. I like to keep my dignity. Hey, what am I now? Sardine.
You're the big sardine that has eaten all the other little sardines.
I have this.
The negligee, we have the negligee. Or as I like to say it, the negligee.
Negligee. Well, funny you mentioned that because there is a G.
Oh, there's a...
Yes. Well, see, Pete Berner thought this should be the netball uniform.
I think for night games.
And for night games. And then when you're playing, like, goalkeeper, the G, I could just pin this to my...
Yes,
I didn't think it was funny either when he said it.
I was being serious.
Oh, you dirty man.
Let's get off the negligee for a second and...
Oh, Paul, you're so saucy.
and move on to the next clue, which is this.
Paul, I'd like you to sing it now.
I couldn't
No,
possibly.
I insist.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly.
No, I'm...
When the night has come, it's dawn, and the moonlight is the only light that we see.
It's because it's night.
No, I won't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No, I won't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Just as long as you stand by me.
I'm not going anywhere, Paul.
So darling, stand by me. Peter Berner, stand by me.
Standing.
Will you stand by me? Stand by me, stand by me, stand by me. Darling, stand by me. little bunny. Yeah. Oh.
When you started head dancing, I thought I was sitting next to Peter Garrett.
You look better standing up than me.
Oh, you look lovely standing up.
No, you look better.
Very, very tall.
You're a very stylish man.
Oh, thank you.
Get a room!
Yeah. I think maybe during that song Peter learnt something about himself.
So do we have an answer? We have an negligee, we have the spam, we have that beautiful, beautiful song sung by me.
Oh, well, I thought this was... is this about the Macquarie Bank employee who, was looking at spam and it was sexy of Miranda and then he wanted to keep his job, so he was asking the bank to stand by him.
Oh, look at you!
Completely mucked that up.
That's good. That's good.
I hope it's right because I never get these right. So I hope it's right.
It's very plausible, but as opposed to...
But it's not right.
No, it's not.
No, it is right. It's not the answer we have for this particular question, but it does fulfil all...
You know what? It does. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I like it.
But if you want... The spam is actually... It's more than just spam, because spam contains pork.
Oh, so this is like real spam.
Yeah, spam stands for spiced ham. Remember that?
Yeah.
Don't say ham, you say spam.
Yep. And
why is it spam then?
Spiced.
Oh, spiced.
Spiced ham, yeah. Spiced. Or it's like...
Or perhaps you should run more. It might make you smarter.
And Peter was intoning the other line, stand by me, stand, which I think might allude to an erection.
Good Lord. I had no idea.
That's a funny way to get to an erection.
That's what I say to my hands all the time.
In fact, I believe you often say, goodness, couldn't you have been here sooner? It's actually a story from South America. I'm not quite sure it's Venezuela or Argentina, but
They're both
Argentina, because Argentina is famous for beef. And one of the local political leaders has come out and said that she went away with her husband, who eats a lot of pork, and he, bam!
He gave her the pork sword.
See, I can't say that. If I
I think it's the funniest saying in the world.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Pork's Viagra then.
Pork. She's come out and said pork is Viagra, which is basically, you know, anyone who eats a lot of bacon-based products is always sexy and greasy.
So the erection's caused by a clogged artery.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
And it's really upset the beef producers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who does have most of it, ladies and gentlemen? They have most of it. According to the president of Argentina, if you want to spice up things in the bedroom, pork is better than Viagra. There she is saying it. President Christina Kirchner said she had recently spent a romantic pork-fueled weekend with her husband. At their holiday house. Ah, pork, it's the oinking oyster of the land. The only side effect to using pork as an aphrodisiac is there's a lot more grunting. And the faint smell of crackling. But while it may be more effective than Viagra, it's a lot harder to keep a stash of pork in your bedside drawer.
No, it's not. It's not. You just get those hot salami sticks that they come in sexy and delicious.
Stay tuned to the Pig's Fast Money's next. Here it is, the game all the big polluters love. Tony Abbott's Fast Money. In Minnesota, a man was stabbed by another man after an argument on a footpath. What was the argument about?
They actually were arguing over who should give the other guy right away on the footpath.
Yeah.
So like road rage, but pedestrian rage.
No.
Technically, it would have happened on a sidewalk.
It's a good point you make.
Hey, is that right?
Yes, you were right. I said you were right. Did I not say you were right? Good on you. Yes.
Needy.
In Afghanistan, after a supply helicopter was shot down, a British Army chef had to feed his troops for 6 weeks with only one main ingredient. What was it?
Spam.
Spam!
I'm going to give that to you.
Thank you.
Exactly needed.
We have the prop.
We have the prop and everything.
Yeah, well, I'm
But you
sitting
went-
next to spam.
Well,
Well, and you said the word, I think, spam. I mean, she couldn't say Fiona, but she could. When the time came for it, she could say spam. Don't be angry. Don't look
I'm
away.
not.
Don't
I'm
reject
not.
me and give me the back of your head.
I'll give you the back of someone else.
In Illinois, a man who had just been sentenced to jail tried to escape from the courtroom but didn't get very far. What happened?
Spam.
I know the answer.
Okay.
Well, of course you did. Mummy just told you.
He jumped and then it didn't break. The glass didn't break, so a bulletproof glass just.
Serious?
He ran as fast as he could
To jump out
to
the window.
the window of the second floor and was going to smash through it and hit the ground.
Wow.
Running. Bang!
You're like a giant moth.
A woman caught drink driving in New Zealand came up with a new excuse for her blood alcohol level. What did she claim?
She was Australian.
That's worth a point.
She was on some bizarre. This is what she said when she went to court. She was on some bizarre low-carb diet that she reckoned caused her body to produce
create
alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, Fiona was like with every word. She was like, yeah, it's a low carb diet. Just a low carb.
Shut up.
I think after tonight, you two are going to have your own sitcom.
Mother and son.
Yeah, Mother and Son. Yeah, let's remake Mother and Son.
Not a remake, but what about another Mother and Son?
Yeah.
Another Mother and Son.
Say, Josh, is that you?
Josh has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, a mother and son. That seems like an appropriate title for people that are our age to act in a thing.
I would have cast Josh as Ruth Cracknell, though. I would have.
So, in the trenches tonight, Claire Hooper, Josh Thomas and Fiona O'Loughlin scored a valiant 78 points. Overrun by Mikey Robbins, Liz Ellis and Peter Berner on 89 points. You know, I think you had them a few times there, but you couldn't struggle back from that great loss in Clash of the Titans where Fiona really lost it for you at that point. 10.com.au/GNW is the address if you want to get the podcast, watch the special bits, or see Mikey Tonsilokransky. So we say...
Are they going to be on the show?
So we say, run, little mice, run, and leave you with the good news for the week ahead. It's Australian Organ Donor Awareness Week. And if you're one of the many Australians who gave an organ without being aware, surprise! Sydney will host the Music Oz Awards, the #1 showcase for unsigned and independent artists. It'll be a great night of unpopular music by people you don't know. Watch out! I like that. Watch out! Melbourne will host the Green Cities Expo. It's like Sexpo, but with a lot more bush. And... Thank you, yes, very nice, thank you. And Adelaide will host the Gluttony Food and Wine Festival. Go and get stuffed. Good night!